The following video has been brought to you by RYN Studios. Release your nerd.
Hello everyone, my name is the KingOfClubs and welcome to another episode of List It. Now I realize this is actually a late episode. It should have been posted on Saturday, but now it's going to be Wednesday before you guys get to see it. I do apologize for my absence. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and I'll explain a little bit more in one of the later videos, just because this one's going to be a long video, being that's for List It. But let's go ahead and get on with our countdown. We're going to be continuing with our series on odd laws. This is going to be the part 3 of our segments. Let's see here. Alright, number 10, sorry. Going a little bit out of order on this one here. Alright, number 10 is for the state of Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, you may not have a gorilla in the back seat of any car. I'm not sure why we'd be transporting gorillas in cars. It must be like a zookeeper thing. I don't know. I don't foresee a reason to have a gorilla loose in your car as it is, but hey, to each their own, whatever you gotta do. Moving on, number 9 now is for the state of Michigan. Michigan has a law that as young as 12 years old, you can buy a handgun as long as you don't have any felonies. I'm not a huge fan of the ideas of kids with guns. I'm not against the right to bear arms, don't get me wrong. I fully believe that people should own whatever they feel is necessary to protect themselves with. But for kids, it's hard to say what's a good age to allow a child to be around weapons, to be exposed to actual guns. Toy guns are one thing, but actual weapons, actual handguns, that is totally different in my opinion. Now, I know there are people who actually who hunt and have their children hunt with them, and their kids are able to carry hunting rifles at very young ages as well. That's all well and good. Handguns, that's personal protection type of stuff in my opinion. So I don't foresee a reason that a child should have to be around that. But that's just my thought. I don't agree with allowing a 12-year-old to be able to purchase a handgun. Now moving on to number 8, this is for Minnesota. Alright, this is not allowing you to cross state lines with a duck on top of your head. I don't get it. I'm not sure why you would be wanting to have a duck on your head at any point. I have no desire to put a duck or poultry on my dome, because if I'm around a duck, chicken, turkey, anything like that, I'm more likely going to try to kill it and eat it. So I don't know why, but apparently someone or group of people were doing this. Yeah, you can't cross state lines with a duck on your head in Minnesota. Alright, moving on to Mississippi now. This is number 7. Number 7 is that in Mississippi it is punishable by hanging for cattle rustling. That seems a bit harsh, in my opinion, but you know, I guess it's a big problem in Mississippi, cattle rustling. I don't know. I really don't know how big a problem it really is, but apparently they felt that it was bad enough to punish people by hanging them. Mississippi is a state that I actually have not really been to myself, so I don't know much about Mississippi. There's a lot of things I don't know. As I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, there's a lot of things that I really do not know. Okay, moving on to number 6 here. Number 6 is for the state of Missouri. It's actually for a city in Missouri. Now this is something I do know something about because I'm actually from Missouri. There is a town in Missouri called Purdy. This is actually not a state law, it's a city law, and they have outlawed dancing in the city of Purdy. Which I believe still stands today. It's an old law that's been around for a long time. I believe it still stands to this day because I think that their schools actually have their school dances in other towns. I'm not too sure as to why it started, but it is believed that because of this law that actually influenced, well, actually was the basis for the movie Footloose, the Kevin Bacon version, not the remake, which is obviously just done because of the original version. But yeah, Purdy has outlawed dancing in public in their city limits. I'm not sure exactly how big Purdy is. I do know that it's not that hard to get from Purdy to another town. So, if you want to go dancing, just don't go to Purdy, Missouri. We have other weird laws in Missouri, but that's probably one of that one's more famous in a sense, or infamous in a sense. But yeah, that's a city law, not a state law. Anyway, moving on to number 5 now. This is for the state of Montana. In Montana, there is a law forbidding sheep from riding in the cab of trucks. This is similar to the gorilla in the backseat of a car. I don't get why you would have a sheep in the cab of your truck. I guess if it was an injured farm animal and you had to transport it to a vet and that was the most secure or stable way that you felt that you could do it, I could kind of see that. Maybe, not really. No, not really. But yeah, you can't have a sheep in the cab of your truck for any reason in Montana. I don't even know why people would do it in any other state, but Montana, I guess, has a big thing against it. Moving on now, to number 4. This is for the state of Nebraska. Alright, Nebraska. For those of you who don't know, Nebraska is landlocked, so if there's someone that's not from the United States or just doesn't know much about their geography, there is no salt water, to my knowledge, anywhere near the state of Nebraska because it's in the middle of the United States, much like Missouri. That is why this law strikes me as dumb. Nebraska has a law that forbids whale fishing in the state of Nebraska. Now, tell me, how does one fish for whales if there's no salt water? Or, do you go to the zoo? Do you go to a place like a SeaWorld or something like that and go fishing for whales? Was that why they outlawed it? I don't know why you have to ban something that just seems so improbable. This is like hunting camels in Arizona. It just, yes, I understand it's hot. Yeah, I get that. But I don't foresee it being a free-range thing to where it's just like, oh, look, there's wild camels out here. No, and just the same thing with, there should be no wild whales in Nebraska, so there shouldn't be a problem with this, but apparently there is, or at least there was at one point. So no whale fishing in Nebraska. Alright, moving on to number 3 now. Number 3 is for the state of Nevada. Nevada, out in the desert, similar to Arizona, has one regarding camels. Of course they do. Of course they do. Yeah, you cannot ride a camel down the highway in Nevada, which again implies that there are, I'm sure there are trails and there are probably desert pathways that you can take and rent camel rides, but I don't see why you'd be wanting to ride a camel down a highway. There's so few people around here in Missouri that ride horses anymore, just down the road. Why would anyone want to ride a camel down the road out there? They're not street legal. There's not a good plate. You can't like fasten a license plate to their hump or anything like that. So there's no point in trying to ride a camel out there along the roads. But yeah, just for anyone who owns camels out there in Nevada, you cannot ride them down the highways, which I'm sure you're probably well aware of, in the sense of you owning a camel. All right, moving on to number 2. Had to think for a moment. Number 2 comes from New Hampshire, and their law is that any cattle that's going to be crossing state lines must wear something to collect feces. In other words, they have to be wearing diapers. If you're going to be transporting cattle across state lines, it has to be wearing a diaper, which it's considerate. It's a nice thing to do. Honestly, I think if you have a trailer, that would work just fine. It should still collect the feces and whatnot. I don't see like the need for it. But then again, you know, I'm from Missouri, so I see people with cattle trailers all the time. No diapers. There's the idea of a diaper around here is like a joke. But yeah, that's just me. That's just what happens whenever you live in Missouri for most of your life. But New Hampshire, I guess they're really against like all the methane and all the bad stuff that comes out of that end of a cow. So they want you to make sure you put a diaper on it. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. And number 1, almost said number 30 because that's where we are on the list here. Number 1 for this list here comes from New Jersey. Now this one, if I facepalm myself any harder, I will probably go into a coma. If you are committing a murder in New Jersey, you are not allowed to wear a bulletproof vest. It is illegal to wear a bulletproof vest while committing murder in the state of New Jersey. Here's my thought on it. If you have even the slightest of intent to commit murder, or go into a situation to where you're going to possibly kill somebody, like robbing a bank, I'm pretty sure you're not going to give a crap about any other laws. Like you know, I'm pretty sure you're going to do what you can to protect yourself as a criminal. So the fact that you're already breaking the law probably means you're not going to give two craps or whatever. I don't even know what type of expression I want to use right now. You're not going to care about any other laws. That just, it's like saying, you know, you can't rob a bank and wear a mask while you do it. That's just, it's really, it's dumb. It's just so redundant. It's like they're really not gonna care. They really won't. But then again, I've been wrong before, and I'm sure there are criminals who have abided by this law. You know, and at the trial they're probably saying stuff like, well, we'd like to push for a reduced sentence. On what grounds? He didn't wear a bulletproof vest. He had no intention of defending himself, except for the fact that he shot the guy point blank in the face. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the dumb laws on this countdown. Sorry for it being late, guys. I'm going to try to get as many videos out to get caught up here, and I'm going to be doing a new show on Tuesdays. So the Tuesday that I'm making up for during this series of videos I'm making will not feature another listed video. You'll see this continuing on Saturdays. So listed will now be only on Saturdays. I've got another show going on during the week on Tuesdays now, and so you'll still get to see your top 10 lists for those of you who enjoy watching them. Thank you for watching, by the way. So yeah, be sure to check out the new series I got started up here. It'll be more information will be coming out for that today, as well as the first video for it coming out today. So a lot of exciting new stuff happening with the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, do all that good stuff here. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. Let them know what's going on with my channel. Get them involved. And the more involvement we get, the better the community can be. I really want to build a strong community of positive nature and discussion. I really want to promote positivity within the community that I want to make. I understand there's always going to be someone making negative comments, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. As silly as it sounds, I welcome the haters because I've gotten hate comments before, and I don't take offense to them. I actually kind of laugh at them. They amuse me. So anyway, be sure to build the community up with you guys helping me out here. It'll be a lot better experience for everybody. Be sure to check out my other videos on my channel. Check me out on social media as well. I have Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Snapchat. Links will be in the description below for all that good stuff. And as always, have a nice day.